Good afternoon and welcome once again to Better Than Before, live online as often it is this in the afternoons. I'm Dave Edelstein here speaking to you from sunny Cuenca, Ecuador. The rainy season seems really to be over now. We seem to be launching into El Verano, and it's sunny all the time and sunny every day, and it will be until, I don't know, November or something. Um, it's always nice to be here. Today I'm going to speak about something that I know is going to frustrate some people. Um, I'm not. I'm going to be very frank about this. I'm not sold. Uh, hi, hi, Carolina. How you doing? Um, I'm not sold on the law of attraction as a necessarily the way to live your life. I understand that there is some serious benefit to the law of attraction in that it can make you more alert to opportunities. If you're looking to attract someone or you're looking to attract something, you start to, be more alert and tuned in to the possibilities of finding those things. And I take that very seriously. But where I am not quite so sold is looking forward towards things that you cannot control and hoping that your good vibes will make them come out the way you want to. For example, today, I had to do something that I have to do once in a while because I am an American living in a foreign country, which is deal with Ecuador's Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores, the Ministry of Foreign Relations. And they are the people who have very kindly given me an indefinite visa to live here. I'm the equivalent of a green card alien in the United States. And so, I wouldn't want to seem to be very down on how they operate, but they are a turgid bureaucracy, and their offices are not especially close to where I live. They used to have an office here in Cuenca where I do live, but they decided to move it out of town. So there's travel time, and it can be tough to gather all the things that you need. It can be tough to get all the information you need before you do a piece of bureaucratic work with them. Today's piece of bureaucratic work is something that I've been putting off. Well, you could say I've been putting it off for almost 2 years. And I put it off because they are a turgid bureaucracy, and it's frustrating for me to deal with them. And it takes a lot of time because you have to travel. So I've put this off and put this off, but my wife became quite firm with me. Now it's getting to be about 2 months ago, and I said I was going to deal with this, by now, and I'm dealing with it. And so yesterday, as we anticipated this, I said this probably won't be the only time that I need to travel to the office. It's almost impossible for me to figure out ahead of time what they may ask for in terms of pieces of paper, and it always keeps changing. So I'm probably going to have to do this twice. And she's like, no, do not think negatively. And here we go with the law of attraction. Do not think negatively. Do not attract any negative thoughts to your file. Just go with what you believe you need, and let's just get this done. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. And she was kind enough to not only go with me, but do the driving. And we got to the office, and the first thing that we found out was that this piece of work, which in the past did not require an appointment, now requires one. But there were appointments open for today, so we ran down to an internet place and printed out an appointment and came hurrying back so that we would be on time for our 10:30 appointment. And it was 10 after 10, and we sat and we waited for a 10:30 appointment, and promptly at 10:30, they sent us upstairs. And it turned out that there was one young woman who is in charge of this particular piece of paperwork, and she's the only one who can do it in the whole building or region. So we sat, and there was a person ahead of me. That person was dealt with. And then somebody from within the office came over and started talking to the only person in the region who can do this work. 10:30 came and went, 10:45, 11 o'clock. It was about 11:15 before we were finally seen. I sat there pretty calm and comfortable in having my expectations met. I knew it would be like this. It almost always is. My wife, on the other hand, who had said attract no negative vibe to this situation, became quite upset. How can they be so inefficient? How can they be so inattentive? I didn't expect them to be anything other than inefficient and inattentive. I was not especially uncomfortable or unhappy. And then the miracle was that although I did have to run back to the internet place and print out a couple of additional documents, I was allowed to do that and bring them back without having to make another appointment on another day, which is what I was expecting. So I walked out of there 2.5 hours after we obtained our appointment, feeling like 2.5 hours, hey, no problem. At least I don't have to make a second trip. My wife was about ready to write to the president of the country saying how atrocious the service was. So what did we attract? I don't know. Maybe I did attract the turgid bureaucracy that I expected. But it worked out according to my expectations, and I felt okay about things. My wife allowed herself to believe that everything would just run along smoothly and was extremely frustrated. So let's roll back to something that I say very often, which is the only thing we can control is ourselves. Having a negative expectation made it easy for me to control myself. Having a positive expectation made it harder for my wife to control herself. Reality does what it does. The bureaucracy does what it does. The weather, other people, everyone does what they do. We can't control it. We can't control it by thinking positively or negatively about it. It really is just completely out of our control. What we can control is how we react to it. The negative outlook that I took with me, which was based fairly on experience, allowed me to react appropriately to this situation. And in fact, with a certain amount of happiness by the time it was all over. I relinquished control of how long this would take to my previous experience of how long these things take. Our vibes, our imaginings will not give us a different reality. Dealing with reality as it strikes us in a calm, self-controlled, yes, looking for the best features of it, looking on the positive side, looking for opportunity, keeping our eyes open to ways that reality can be improved, being alert to the possibilities. Yes, Yes, and self-control, our cool reaction to the onrush of reality, can give us that. It's not about what we imagine. It's about what we do when things happen, and things do. In fact, there is a much harsher version of things happen that people say very often. And it does. And will we use that which happens to fertilize our field or to bathe in? Choice is ours. So I encourage you to face reality with a sunny attitude, feeling that you can cope with it, and do your best with it without trying to work magic on it. That doesn't work. But you can still have a good day even when you face the bureaucracy. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Hello, Bruce. I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please like and share it so that you extend my reach and people can become aware of me and the kind of thing that I spout every afternoon. And I'll be seeing you again tomorrow around this time. Talk to you then. Bye now.